You're really dark in yours, though.
Go to place. Emmett, go to place.
Thank you.
Have to keep the dog on his place, otherwise he makes the cameras bounce around.
You're very dark on yours.
That's just because it's shaded down here on this end of the screen.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Because it's where the comments and stuff show up, so it shows it's shaded.
Okay.
Hopefully on Instagram it's not sideways.
Are we sideways on Instagram?
We can't ever remember how it all works. What's sideways and what's not. Because it's better for YouTube when we post it over there.
One of them needs to be sideways.
Well, yeah. But I'm thinking that IGTV does the same. We're thinking. It's
Yeah, I
dangerous.
think we're sideways, but
Yep, it's sideways. I guess lock your screen and hold your phone sideways on Instagram. Be the better way to do that. Because when it goes to IGTV, you can watch it sideways. I'm pretty sure. I think. In landscape mode, they say.
you're really laid back in your chair.
Yeah, that's because we're in rocking chairs. We're on the back porch in the rocking chairs. We decided to do this JOJ live from the back porch. We were at the house, so we even got a little sun peeking out, giving us a little natural
I'm still
lighting.
trying to make that not. Oh well.
Well, as long as that sun comes through those clouds, which they were pretty good.
Okay.
But yeah, we decided to just do this one from the back porch since we were at the house. Abby is at the rodeo.
Just sit a little
Okay.
bigger.
Is that better?
It's better.
Yeah, Abby's at the rodeo, and we wanted to go. She was going to run yesterday, and then
Changed back to today.
got changed back to today. She was really supposed to run today, got changed to yesterday, then back to today. So, yeah, so she's
Just hoping Boomer behaves himself.
yeah. We'll see how that goes. So,
He's special.
yeah, for sure. So it should be interesting anyway. But yeah, we'll be curious to hear how her run goes this evening.
Yep.
I guess
So
that's the biggest crowd she's ran in front of.
yeah, I guess it'll be a bit with the rain. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anywho, well,
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna get the live started.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Get her started.
Well, we were hoping to come and have a trophy, but we didn't. It's all right though.
That's okay.
It's a good thing that when you lose Angler of the Year, we didn't lose it. Jacob won. Like,
Yes and no.
I mean, well, he won. Like,
he did.
he had a year that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just to even be able to compete with him is, I feel like, pretty good. Any other under a normal year, we would have won.
Yeah.
And but
Yeah.
we've been dueling it out with Jacob since he was born and came around.
Basically, yeah, basically for sure. Yeah, he's something else. Yeah, to have 3 wins, 5 of the 7 top 10s, made 1 knockout. One other one was a knockout round, and 1 he did bad in. And just a little quick tidbit: the one he did bad in was Harris Chain, where I won. But I watched his YouTube video of that afterwards, and the stretch of bank that I caught most of my fish on to win, where Andy Montgomery made the top 10 as well. Jacob actually fished that stretch of bank the first day of the tournament, but it was super windy. He caught a couple, but he lost several. He had enough bites to make the knockout round, no question. But it was very, everything happens for a reason. Had he made the knockout round, I would have had to compete against him in that. So that definitely.
Emmett,
Got to put the dog back on place.
we're dog training.
Yep.
Hey, go to place.
Go to place.
He's like, nope. Go on. Go to place. Emmett, sorry. Come here. Get here. Go to place. Let's stay. Good boy.
Yep. If he gets up,
Sorry.
you got to put him back on place. But yeah, that particular stretch of bank was where, Jacob had fished that the first day. Had he landed the bites he got there, it wouldn't even come down to this last tournament. I wouldn't have had a shot because he had like a 50th place finish or something in that one. So, but that was that. But yeah, definitely. It up here after like the first couple of days, Jacob was really catching them. I fully expected him to make the top 10. He does really well on those type of fisheries. I historically don't. I've had one okay finish on St. Clair that I truly fished on St. Clair. I think I've got to check a time or two.
Yeah, I think I even remember like talking and saying like after looking at the schedule, I was like, man, watch this be the year we have to like go to St. Clair and you be leading angler of the year.
Yeah, and
it just sure enough, just because sometimes you have like a really good feeling about places.
Yeah, that's never
never been a friend.
No, like Champlain I like, but it was funny. Brandon Coulter and I had talked about it. Really going into the last couple of events. He was outside of Red Crest, needed to have 2 good events to make Red Crest, and he's like, man, there's not 2 fisheries on the planet that I feel better about my chances going into to have 2 good finishes and make Red Crest, and I felt the same way about Champlain, but not at all about St. Clair. I mean, it's a place that, for me, I've never done that well. I had a lot of hope going into this event to be able to fish for largemouth because you never could do that in a 5 fish limit format. You're fishing there. You have to fish for smallmouth. You have to fish out on St. Clair. Period. That's what you have to do. Going into the event, I have caught a lot of largemouth there before when I fished for them. So I was like, man, I really think you could do well. I don't know if you'd win or not, but I think you could do well, fishing for largemouth with our format. And I was dead on with that. And I truly, our forecast as well, we had a lot of wind forecasted, especially for our first day of Group B. And then for like the knockout round was had forecasts of a lot of wind. And so the group I was in, I was like, if there's a group to do well on largemouth, it's our group because we've got kind of the crappier conditions. And I truly practiced that way the whole time. I never got out in Lake St. Clair and fished, period, the whole time. I just didn't want to. I didn't feel like I had to. And that was also a good move to not do that because most of the top 10, including Michael Neal and some of the other guys who did good. Some were largemouth fishing, some were smallmouth fishing, but they were all down in the Detroit River, which is where I spent one day of my time. I'd give anything to have spent both of them. But yeah, I was in a good area. I made good choices. Just wasn't my time, and that's a pretty simple thing to understand. I wonder if I can go to a text that Andy sent me on my phone of a verse.
It'll close out of that.
It will.
Yeah, we'll just save that.
It won't keep it open.
No.
Okay.
Emmett.
It was a really good verse that would have applied for this JOJ. That we'll put it in the description afterwards, especially on YouTube. But Andy had sent me a verse after the tournament was over that a guy had sent to him, and it was.
Where's your iPad? Is it got battery?
I don't even know where it is.
Oh.
I think it's at the garage.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll put a verse on here. I think it was a Psalms verse.
So.
Yeah.
You showed it to me.
But we'll put it on. We'll put it on here on a comment on stuff and in the description. But it was about it was like a man casts the lot, but the Lord determines the outcome. I think was what the verse was. But and he said what the verse is cast lots. The guy who sent it to Andy said, or cast your bait. Mm-hmm. But the Lord determines the outcome, which is pretty true, especially for us as fishermen. So,
yep.
But yeah, and it I mean, to be honest, it does hurt because from the first tournament of the year, obviously I was leading angler of the year. Mm-hmm. At the second event, I wasn't anymore, but from the third event on, I led it the whole time. And then to come up one day short of it, truthfully, just one kind of off day there towards the end of the year was the one that ended up losing it by. But so I've told people before, or since it wouldn't have changed who I was if I won it, it won't change who I am without winning it. And I think Parker probably took it the hardest, don't you think?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think Parker took it the hardest. And
what did he say in the cart? That it was the final day and you hadn't caught any fish and Jacob was like in first or second. And was it on the period break that after I had picked him up from school and he's like, Dad, you know what Jacob Wheeler stands for? And we're
Yeah.
like, what? And he's like, beating dad always, or always
beats
beating dad, or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And so, of course, we were like, Parker, it's all right. And I was like, and he can't take the classic from us. Like, we'll stand firm on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. But
yeah.
that's what I told Parker. I said, the thing about what we do, obviously, it's in the limelight. Stink bug coming in. Send him out. You're good.
It's a good thing that wasn't like a yellow jacket or a wasp. That would have been really bad.
Yeah. But I told Parker, I said, as much as I would have loved to have won, absolutely. I mean, obviously, who wouldn't? I said, but my identity isn't in a trophy or in a tournament winnings or that's not where my identity lays. If I win this tournament, if I don't win it, if I win the Angler of the Year, if I don't, it's not going to define who I am. I said, my identity. I said, if I win this trophy, or if the classic. I said, how long will I be the Bassmaster Classic? He said, well, for the rest of your life. I said, that's right. I said, how long is eternity? He said, well, it's a lot longer. I said, yeah. I said, so that's my identity is not in a trophy. It's not in any of that stuff. It's, my identity is in Christ, and that's, that helps keep all the rest of that stuff in perspective. So, that there's a reason I didn't win. I don't know what it is. It doesn't really matter. I think we'll be fine either way.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, but let's see.
I know. I was trying to read some of the questions on here too.
These you have to turn your head sideways to read the ones over here on Instagram. Let's see if we had any questions on here. Just some encouraging words. Oh, happy belated birthday! Thank you for that. It's very late on telling Jenny happy birthday too. 6 months late. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see.
A lot of birthdays.
Yeah. Didn't see any questions on there really. Say hi to Adam. Huge fan. Hi Adam on Instagram. Yeah. What else?
Yeah. Oh, that's background behind
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, we're sitting on the back porch. It's not quite done yet.
Yeah, we still
Wait.
those posts are still light. They're supposed to be dark.
It's supposed to be stained and stuff, but yeah.
It's been like the never-ending back porch project this year.
Yeah, I think we started in April.
Yeah, at least it's covered and we stay dry.
Yeah, it's covered and
Yeah.
enjoyed enough. A couple questions over here. Next year's schedule, I really like.
There's been a couple of those.
Okay, yeah, I really like the schedule for next year. And yeah, we're going to some great places. I really like that. I think of what I'd call the 9, main events. 4 or 5 of those are on places that we've never had a major tournament before. So that's really cool. I'm really excited about that. The place we start in Louisiana is supposed to be fantastic, but you get to go back to Lake of the Ozarks, which is where we were when we found out Jenny was pregnant with Abby. We were at Lake of the Ozarks.
Oh yeah, I flew into that tournament.
Yep. But some really cool places on the schedule for sure next year. Here was a question: now that you've been fishing MLF, has your setup changed due to the format? I definitely think. Tommy, you can come over here. I definitely think. Yeah, I mean, just like I mentioned about St. Clair, the fact that you could fish for largemouth there and do well. I mean, there's certain events that I have definitely practiced different, fished different, competed different, than what I normally would have. Or maybe it was the way that I would have started off because I could catch quite a few, maybe or maybe not have a chance at a big one. I have definitely adapted a little bit, but not really changed too much because if you catch a lot, you're probably going to run into some big ones as well. Someone asked if I'll be at the Tennessee Fishing Expo. I don't know. I don't think we have any tournaments around that time. I know we don't. That's in January. So yeah.
We have. It just depends really on the kids' schedules.
Yeah.
At that point, we try to keep. With Fox here for the weekends, both of the twins are playing basketball this year, so
yeah.
Just depends on that. What are you doing? Oh. It's really distracting because Emmett is behind these phones,
Yeah.
chewing his paw. It's like,
chewing on the pillow.
yeah, just.
Yeah. So if I look mean at you all, I'm
It's
not
not
looking
at
actually
you,
at
it's at
you.
the
It's
dog.
actually at the dog that's behind you all. Which one about
How to
gear?
get Ott gear and merchandise. All of that is you can go through Ott's website, which is just ottdefo.com, and then there's a tab that's got gear, and then it takes you to the store. Hopefully we'll be having a whole bunch of new stuff coming. I know we have new buffs. We've not
Okay.
released those yet because we've got to get
Yeah,
pictures
that's right.
done.
We've still not done a picture. Yeah.
So we can get those posted, but we have a really awesome custom buff with a really cool promotion that they're doing with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just waiting. Inventory is hard to get right now. I've been working on this order for a lot of months.
Yeah, a long time trying to get
I think
some
we're getting
stuff in.
closer, so hopefully we'll have some new stuff, and which means I'll probably be marking down a whole lot of the stuff that I've got left. So
Yeah.
there's that. That's Crystal calling you sheriff.
I'm not sure. Not sure why I'm sheriff.
Okay.
I didn't get any tickets in this tournament.
No.
No.
Hope not.
I saw something about Watts Bar next year. Yeah, that looking forward.
yeah.
Definitely looking forward to Watts Bar next year. That'll be cool having one. Having one around the house. Do you think the guys that skip the knockout round have a huge advantage? Seem like the guys that get a commanding lead. Oh yeah, absolutely. I was able to do that at Rayburn, this year to win my group. I think I was Group A to win my group, and then automatically make it to championship. It most of the times is going to be an advantage. If something major changes, water levels drop or rise, or something crazy happens, you could get out of tune a little bit with the fish. But the fact that you don't have to beat your water up on the knockout day and then go right back out on the championship day and have to catch them again can definitely be a huge advantage depending on what's going on and kind of where you're fishing. What's funny is I know that Wheeler told me on Travis at his win there, the only reason he did win was because he did fish the knockout round and kept other guys that were in that same area. He had to kind of compete with them on that day. They didn't end up making it. Had they had the run of the water without him there, they would have made championship. Then they would have shared it on the championship day, and he wouldn't have won. So there's so many factors that go into it and different, different deals.
Yeah.
Why'd you make the gamble on that last tournament? I think we'll finish with this question if you're good with that.
I'll look and see if there's
Okay.
anything here.
So on the knockout day at this last tournament, I had fished my first 2 days in the river, and my first day I had 40 pounds or something, and that was pretty good. I mean, I had probably another 15 pounds worth of bites, but that was the first day I had fished in there, hard in a tournament, trying to catch every bite, and practice. I caught a few, then I started just shaking them off and stuff. But I fished hard that first day, caught 40 pounds. Like I said, maybe I had another 10 pounds worth of bites, but a lot of those were just literally bites. I was throwing a bladed jig, and you'd see them. You could see those smallmouth run up and bump the bait or hit the bait. You'd feel them, and you'd be like, "Oh, that was a little one. No, he's about that long." He's just swimming around behind the bait, just nipping at the tail of it. They were terrible about it. But the 40 pounds I caught, I was like, that's probably as good as what what this area will produce from me. Short of finding something else or whatever, that was kind of what it would do. Well, my next day down there, I run a lot of the same water. Now I had worse conditions for whatever reason. I had a little bit of east wind. It kind of messed up some of my areas. Wasn't able to fish the way that that I had been fishing, and really struggled that day to catch what I caught, and caught just shy of 30 pounds. Honestly, barely made the cut. And so at that point, I'm like, I'm not going to come back in here the very next day and catch 50 or 55 pounds that I think I need to have a chance at making the top 10. I figured it would take 55. I did not feel good about doing it. And my deal, if I wasn't fishing to make a top 10 would have locked me in. I would have won for sure on the points. If I was fishing for a 15th place and I missed, I finished 20th or 25th anyway, and Jacob wins anyway, because I knew he'd make the top 10. And if he makes the top 10, he ain't going to finish worse than 5th. I mean, it's just the way that it is. He's never finished 8th in his life, I don't think. I mean, he's going to be in the top half on that final day. So I'm like, he's going to finish in the top 5 in this tournament. I need to make the top 10. That's what I had to go fish for. And I just didn't feel like my area I was in would sustain that for the way that I was fishing. Now, I maybe could have adjusted and fished differently in that same area, but if you're going back to a place you've already fished, you know where fish are living, you're going to fish that way for a period. And at that point in time, you know, I'll probably just as far behind as I would be if I went somewhere new. So that was why I went somewhere new. And I'll be honest, that is one of the first times in a very long time, if not ever, that didn't work to a T.
Yeah.
I mean, I have done it so much where I'm like, I'm going to go somewhere totally different tomorrow. I ain't never practiced there. I ain't even fished there before in my life.
Just gonna go.
Just going to go. It just looks good. I'm ready for a change of scenery. It almost always works. So I didn't feel like it was that risky, truthfully. I felt like I had to. I really did. I didn't feel like I had any other option than to go somewhere. That was the somewhere I chose. It was just the wrong somewhere.
Yeah. I think we've had a couple messages since then that were like, you were very close to the fish, but you didn't quite get there.
Yeah, this corner or this dot, whatever it was, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, there was probably several other places I could have went that would have been the right ones, but that just goes back to the fact that this wasn't meant to be. So.
Yeah, that's what it is. So next week we'll have I think it's our final, like, catching up to where we are.
Yep.
On our recorded stuff, and then we'll have
live again. 1st of October.
1st of October, and we'll kind of pick up the new
plan.
Of JOJ.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting skeet a bit. I've got these thermocels on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
That's
the plan. We're excited about that. See how that goes.
Yep. Absolutely. So, thank y'all for watching. Had a lot of folks on here tonight. That was good.
We did.
So, I did see one guy. I think he'd asked it a couple times if I'm going back to bass. No, I have no plans on going back to bass. Very happy with Major League Fishing and what we're doing and how it's all going and stuff. So, wherever that question was, I think
I've seen it.
I think he asked a couple times on Facebook. Very very happy with what we're doing, where we're going, and I think it's a good thing. So yeah.
Oh, hey!
Get back up there.
Go to place.
Thank y'all for watching.
I'm gonna let them see this.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll end it.
Showing the pretty little dog at your thing.
It's all
right.
But you can see him right there in the center.
Yeah.
He's our neighbor's dog's out, and that's what he's barking at.
Yeah. But thank y'all all for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday.
We'll see you live in a couple weeks.
See you live in a couple weeks. Yeah.
A pre-recorded next week.
That's right. Thanks for watching.